Exilium here, and they have announced all the kind of stuff that will be coming with the next event here in Girls Frontline 2. So we do already know that Dion was coming with her, along with her elite weapon and then her outfit. So they have a quick 2-minute video here that we can kind of take a look at, and it kind of showcases everything. So I'll pause it once it gets to the events here. And so one thing that I know a lot of people are saying, she is very skippable, which she is. I mean, in terms of meta and all that, she's not has as much value currently as some future units, simply because a lot of the stuff that she was really good for in CN we've already had and done, since she was the first unit for CN and they didn't have Suomi already to kind of hard carry them. It has reduced her value quite a bit. Now what's nice is that in this event it has 2 other units that we will be getting in the future as well. And she's Hydro and an electric unit here. So here it's kind of just showcasing how she looks in the menu. And this is just a standard outfit, and it's already looking pretty good there. I do like her weapons look, and so even though I would advise not to pull her weapon, even if you get her. I mean, it's not that good comparison to just getting either the Battle Pass or the Golden Melody. And then here's her skin, which I think this is one of the best skins of all the ones that I've seen so far that are available. I mean, I think I like Kluke's a lot more, but of the ones that are more fan servicey, this one is pretty good. And so has a lot of extra stuff there. You can kind of see here, it's kind of showcasing some of the stuff. She likes to bonk you with her little thing there as well. But then here it's about to, I think it shows the dorm here, and then it's going to showcase really quickly all the events. We'll kind of talk about those here in a second. Okay, so here's where the new events are coming up that I'm pretty excited for. So we have the standard story here. It looks like it's going to be just like the other ones. So like what we had with Macchiato and then Oliver and Suomi. Probably the same thing with just your normal story, the supply, which you're going to run every day to get the currency, and then the more difficult mode. Now, at least on my side, I know a lot of the people that have been playing every day, most people should be in the 50s at this point. Myself, I'm about to hit 60, so I'm hoping on the challenge they have started upping the levels of the enemies, because on the last one, now I've been spending and I've been using one refresh a day on the cubes to get an extra 60 stamina. So I'm a little bit ahead of the curve, so I didn't mind the fact that the levels were a little bit below me on the other one, but I'm hoping they start slowly upping it to kind of match what at least a free-to-play would have in terms of level. So eventually in like a patch or so have a level 60 units, so there's at least some actual challenge to the challenge. Because right now it was currently audible. I could just auto the whole thing with on the Maki one, but that's understandable for someone that's already ahead of the curve because of spending money. But yeah, we have that. We'll have the Bazaar, probably a lot of the same rewards. The big thing in there is going to be even if you do not pull Dion, it's going to have her probably most likely the best gifts for her. I guarantee you she's going to share the likes with some of the other dolls, so you'll want to make sure you get those here. Then we have Jianju coming in. She's going to be in the story. She's another unit that I'll be pulling. Another one that a lot of people are going to say is an easy skip, because a big thing with her is she's similar to Dion, where she wants her V3 and V6, I believe, to really get her kit going, because she has an absolute broken support action where no matter what the enemy does on her support action, she'll attack them. The problem is you need the skill points, and to really rack up those skill points you need her dupes, and then in order to have it cost less skill points to actually do that support action, that's when you need even more dupes. And so that's why she'll be an easy skip, but she'll be another easy one to pull for me as well. Then we have Zahui, and she's going to be a pickup for the Hydro team. Now Hydro team's really, really good now with Springfield and Tololo together, so she'll be, I think most people will want to pick her up with that group. But then we have here the other new event here, Environmental Survey. This looks like a little mini board game. So it has the same system where you pick your dolls here. I don't know, like I'm going to guess they have some kind of bonuses or something that can apply to these boards that it shows here. You have a certain amount of points you want to get on the boards. And then, oh yeah, you can see here where you pick, when you're picking your units, it has your items, so directed search. So for Graza, you have for 3 turns and rolling an even number of supplies plus 5. As you can see, it's going to kind of show there's like a board that you're going around, and I'm guessing this is how you get the points. And then you're trying to get those target to get that 3 skill. So nice little board game on there. Doesn't look like it's going to take too much time, so that's nice. That's the one thing with these mini games, is hopefully it's simple and fun and not too time extensive, especially for people like myself who are playing multiple gotchas. It can be kind of hard on some of those. So it looks like a fairly simple one. You got the story. Looks like they're expanding the main story a bit here. Yeah, the campaign, alliancing effect, separate yet traveling together, resonating different frequencies. So some more campaign story here. Another one of those super dolls. Oh, and that one is kind of jumps around really quick in this video. That's why I'm pausing it. So we have this one, Inverse Cipher. Another one within the battlefield, Know Your Enemies, a pitiful Know Yourself. So it looks like this is going to have a multiple stage fight, hopefully progressing a little bit harder and harder. Looks like it's going to have some pull currency as well as a decent amount for weapon upgrades. I know a lot of people, myself, I mean, as you're getting these 50s, it's getting expensive. Like, all I'm doing is farming level XP and weapon XP. So it looks like this might be a good source of some there as well. So that's a nice little event there. And oh, it looks like you may be using enemies against enemies with a robot, so it's not going to be actually using your T-Doll, so it might be a little bit of a challenge there. Another dangerous excavation, same thing we had before. So nice little stuff we can get here. Decent amount of pulls. Some more of these currencies. I haven't really had to farm these lately. I've already maxed out all my units that I could with these. I know with our free-to-plays, they don't even have the cubes to really max out all the skills anyway, so they probably didn't even have to heavily farm those. But it'll be good to have a nice stockpile coming in. So that's just a little bit of extra currency there, which is going to be good. And then the big one, this is kind of standard that we see with like a Hoyoverse, new Hoyoverse games now, is a standard 10 pulls on a login event. And so we have that one. And it's going to give you a little bit more, but it actually says right up here, log in between January 27th and February 10th, receive targeted access permission times 10. So there are 10 of them in here, even though it only shows 5 levels on the picture here, which would be good. Nice little pulls there. And yeah, you'll just get those daily. And that is pretty much it there on that. Definitely can't wait for the update. Now, I just know a lot of people are skipping her. And I mean, it makes sense. I mean, we have really good units coming up in the future. The biggest value that she had is already kind of past, at least in terms of our current content. Who knows what the next content's coming up, what they've added. I know there was a whole thing with her event kind of sucked on the CN side, from my understanding. She was the first unit that came out. And so I'm wondering to see how they've changed it, because apparently they have changed it. So we'll see how that works. I'm definitely going to be pulling for her when she comes out. Now, I have to actually work that day, so I'm not going to be able to do a long stream. It's not going to be like with Macchiato and Christmas and having the whole day off. But I'm going to try and jump on. Maybe I can take an early lunch and try and do my pulls during my lunch period there. That'll only be about an hour or so, but I can do that. And then later in the day, probably do a little bit of content with her to kind of show her off for anyone that's still on the edge of thinking if they want to pull for her or not. But definitely a good unit. And as we've already seen, this kind of has an idea of what's coming up in the future. Now, we don't know. They can change things up, like I've already said. But based on kind of the leaks that we've seen from people that have kind of looked ahead, they're not changing it up dramatically in the fact that the units that came before Cluke are probably still going to come before Cluke, just maybe a little bit scrambled. We're expecting Cinerusi to be next, and she's going to definitely be a good one to pick up there. Lena as well. Then we have Janju, who they showed in the story. I think a lot of people are going to see her as being an easy skip. Maybe a Dush as well, depending. She's the support for Macchiato. But yeah, overall, I am excited for this event. And yeah, we'll kind of see where it goes from there. But that's pretty much it. We'll see if there's anything else, because I'm guessing this video did not cover everything on it. They may have more information as we get closer, but I'm going to guess there might be a couple other little things here and there. There'll probably be a double currency event and maybe something else here and there mixed in, and they just have, it's not part of the event itself. It's just a general thing they are going to do. I'm going to guess we'll get something like that, but we'll kind of have to see. But yeah, that pretty much covers it. If you like my content, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps, and thanks for watching.